Ah. Namaskaram. I pledge my solemn obeisance to all the viewers and listeners. Dear viewers, today we are going to discuss on the 7th chapter of the book Genesis of Old Testament of Bible. In this chapter, Noah has been asked by the Lord to take the samples of all the creatures, whether fowl or fauna, whether they are beasts, cattle, or fowl, or creepers, in the ark, and the samples should be male-female form, means in duet form. So that their progeny should last after this flood. So why they have been asked to carry all these things into the ark? Because the Lord is saying that flood is going to come upon the earth. So it is better that you should keep all the samples of living organisms into the ark. This seemingly is very impossible thing. First thing is that if Christianity and Judaism are claiming that Lord is formless, then how this Lord is appearing before Noah, and talking in the sense of general conversation of human. So first questionable thing is this. Second thing is that Noah is not knowing, neither he is knowing all the creatures living upon the earth at that time, or living beneath the earth. Neither he has the knowledge, nor he has the time to gather all those things, nor it is feasible to gather them, to identify them, and to take them into the ark. Either I think that ark would have been so big that all these creatures should be kept upon it. It is not possible. Simply it is not possible. So this is just a fiction. And one thing more that is mentioned here is that the age of Noah, he is said to have the life of around more than 600 years without any evidence, how could we accept this thing that man would have so much of age span? In Hinduism, it is said in Veda, which is the oldest text. This Bible is not the oldest text. This is just 200 plus years something. But Veda is the oldest text, and that Veda is saying that human has around 100 years of life. That Vedic system, Vedic mention of human age is logical. Today we also know that human are living on and around 100 years. But here it is said that Noah has the lifespan of more than 600 years, which is a questionable fact. And one more objectionable thing which is mentioned in the 20th verse of chapter 7 is mountains were covered with flood. So all the mountains could not be covered by floods. Only little small hills could be covered. It is okay, but all the mountains could not be covered. Nor there have been any time period when all the mountains, all the lands of the earth had been covered by flood water. Never it is mentioned in any geological books, any geological texts or geological history. When the earth was covered with water, at that time all creatures which today we are seeing, the cattle and these things and humans, they were not living at that time. They were not existing at that time. So this is again a questionable thing. In the 21st verse, it is said that, and all flesh died that moved upon the earth. So all flesh which were moving at that time on the earth were died, except those who were kept in the ark. This is again a non-believable thing. Did Noah kept Indian or African or any Asian samples? Did Noah ever visited even Asia? This is the questionable thing. Did he visited Australia? So these things are not acceptable, which here we are seeing. The Genesis book is claiming. Noah had not moved upon the earth. Noah had never visited all the countries of this earth. So leave apart the collection of all the creatures which is almost impossible even for today, even for the whole, even for all the people of the whole world, even they would decide to gather all the samples. It is simply impossible. Collection and then again distribution and collection, identification of all the samples, that too they are male and female part. One thing more is there are many creepers which are not identified as male and female. Means they are not bisexual, they could be unisexual also. And there are many creepers which there are many organisms which are even asexual. Means they propagate by dividing, just dividing. But by reading these verses, it seems that Noah or the Lord was not knowing these facts which today science know. So this is all. There is nothing more important things are mentioned here. Only these things are among human. Only the family of Noah has been saved. Only the family of Noah. And all others family, it is not mentioned here. So it seems among human, only family of Noah survived, and after that they filled the whole earth. It is very funny that just one family members would fill the whole earth. Today we have the population and variety. We have many different clans, many different tribe, aborigines, many different races, castes. How one family could become all these things? It is simply unexplainable. So in the light of these things, the chapter 7th, which contains 24 verses, it seems it is just a book of fiction. This chapter is a fiction chapter. Fictitious things are mentioned here, and this is unbelievable thing, but it is amazing. As I always used to say, that it is amazing that even educated, erudite, prudent persons, wise persons, they are also believing these things without questioning the veracity of these statements. Why persons should always question whether these things are correct or not. If it is not correct, then this rubbish thing should be thrown into the dustbin, or it should be a book upon which you could only laugh at. So, I have stated the gist of this chapter. I hope you have enjoyed this and you could also read. This is available on even internet. So you can go through, or you can purchase the book and you could fact check the things which I have mentioned and I have analyzed. Om.